So welcome in or welcome back. It's a Monkey Mar. Before we get into today's video, please make sure you click that subscribe button, the like, and the bell for notification. Well, I come with another heavy heart. I was not expecting this. Most of you know I've received comments, emails. I was at work when I heard, just got home a little bit ago, that Melissa Caddick, the remains of missing businesswoman found months after disappearance. So I am going to touch on this article and let's go take a road trip and see where her foot was found. I do not know if they found anything else. I was actually going to wait a day before I made this video, but knowing me, it might go into another day to see if any more information was going to come out. So let's touch on the article. Let's touch on where her foot was found, and I am going to give my thoughts. With that, guys, let's get into it. NSW police say Caddick's remains were found on the NSW South Coast and her identity confirmed by DNA. Police have found the remains of missing businesswoman Melissa Caddick on the north-southwest South Coast months after she disappeared following raids on her home late last year. At a hastily arranged press conference on Friday, the NSW Police Assistant Commissioner Michael Willing confirmed part of Caddick's body had been discovered at a remote beach on the state's south coast. In what he called a significant breakthrough, Willing said that on Sunday, campers at a location south of Tathra had discovered a shoe and decomposed foot washed up on a remote beach. Last Sunday, February 20, a shoe was located on the shoreline of the Bornda National Park south of Tathra by campers, Willing said. Within that shoe were the remains of a human foot. The foot and shoe matched the description and size of the shoe that Melissa Caddick was last seen wearing during the execution of the ACIC search warrant on November 11, 2020. DNA from the foot was last night matched to a DNA sample of Melissa Caddick's toothbrush and family members. Caddick disappeared in November within hours of the financial watchdog ASIC and the Australian Federal Police raiding her home in the plush Sydney suburb of Dover Heights on the suspicion that she had stolen millions of dollars from investors. The last suspected sighting of her occurred the next morning on November 12th, when her son heard a door close at about 5:30 a.m. and believed it was Caddick going for a run. She had left behind all of her belongings, including her mobile phone. Willing told reporters that Caddick's family had been informed of the DNA match last night and were obviously distressed. Her disappearance had been distressing for many people, including her alleged victims and, of course, her family and friends, Willing said. Though the circumstances around her disappearance are still subject to ongoing investigations, the discovery of Caddick's body on the state's south coast matched drift modeling conducted by Police Marine Command, Willing said. The modeling had raised the possibility that if a body had entered the water near Dover Heights around the time of her disappearance, it would likely reach the shore somewhere near the south coast town of Bermagui. Willing said that despite exhaustive inquiries, there had been no confirmed sightings of Caddick since her disappearance. and that despite an extensive review of CCTV footage, her exact movements after she left her home remained unknown because the footage does not cover the entire area of where she disappeared. So did they see her on CCTV leaving her house, or are they just going on the son heard the door close? Exactly how Melissa came to enter the water is still a mystery and subject to ongoing investigations, he said. Police have always kept an open mind in relation to the circumstances of her disappearance, including the fact Melissa may have taken her own life, Willings said. The exact manner, time, and cause of death is a matter for the coroner, he said. And are they going to get all of that off of her foot? More than 60 people are suspected to have lost about $13.1 million investing with Caddick, according to the Australian financial watchdog ASIC, but lawyers for some investors believe the figure is $25 million, and that could be an extremely conservative assumption. ASIC suspected that after Caddick signed on clients to manage their investments, she transferred their cash into her bank accounts to fund her own luxurious lifestyle. She is suspected of then falsifying documents to present to them, which made it appear her shrewd decisions had built lucrative portfolios. One of her victims, Cheryl Kraft Reed, told 2GB Radio the discovery of her remains was a sad, tragic outcome for Caddick's teenage son. That's a sad, tragic outcome for her son, but it's also just a sad, tragic outcome for us because we just don't get closure, she said. So now we wait to see if any more information comes out, if they find any more of her remains. That's horrible. Absolutely horrible. Alright, let's take a ride to where they found her foot. You know, and my friend told me today, and she lives in Melbourne, Australia, that maybe she got eaten by a shark, but I'm like, oh, I don't even want to think about that. I started this video last night, which was the 25th of February, and I am blown away, guys. I do not know what to think about this, but I'm going to touch on a few points that I am considering in my mind. I'm not understanding it. So, Melissa Caddick lived in Dover Heights over here. Now, we all know that there is a big suicide cliff that people have spoke about that live in the Dover Heights area. So here is Bondi Beach. She lived in Dover Heights. Let me go into a satellite real quick so we can get a better idea of the cliffs. Okay, so let's let this load in. Look at how congested. Look at how many houses are in that area. So she lives in Dover Heights, not exactly on this street. She lived on Wollongra. But these are supposedly the cliffs where people go to commit suicide. It's a known area. I have mentioned it in prior videos. Now, her foot ended up, let's see if this will load back in with the, okay, so Dover Heights. So her foot was found south of Tathra. Here is the Tathra coast, another little congested area, but it washed up near the Bournda National Park, which is probably, I don't know exactly or where, I mean the foot washed up, but somewhere around here. So Dover Heights up here. She's got the foot was found just south of Tathra, somewhere around here. And that is actually 442 kilometers. I'll have to see what that is in miles, but that's basically where the foot was found. I did not think that it was going to end this way. I had my doubts regarding her son, but you have to ask yourself, a mother like Melissa Caddick, wouldn't she have left a suicide note for her son? Wouldn't she have left a note for Anthony regarding what to do with her son? Or got a hold of the boy's father? Or do you think she just woke up that morning and decided to go over to the cliffs and jump off? And a couple of people that live in Australia have told me that that area is full of cameras because of the fact that it is a big suicide point. So that's what you have to ask yourself. Did she go and commit suicide because ASIC was onto her? Or did a mad investor push her? Did Anthony Coletti push her? Because it bothers me. I do not know, like a woman like that, and that much about money and having things organized, that she would not have left a note for her parents, her brother, knowing that her parents were going to lose their house, knowing that her son was going to be living with an unemployed sea monkey grower. I don't know, guys, but I definitely want to hear what you guys think about this whole situation and Melissa Caddick's foot being found. And I did have somebody say to me, which it's not funny, so please do not take this the wrong way, but I mean, you only need one foot to survive, right? I mean, maybe she had her foot removed and, just let's go ahead and void that out. But the question remains, do you think Melissa Caddick committed suicide? Or do you think that Melissa Caddick was pushed over the cliffs? Let's go ahead and go down there and have a look at the cliffs. Let's touch on a little part of this article out of Daily Mail real quick before we go have a look at the gap. The decomposed foot was discovered on Bournda Beach in Tathra, south of Sydney's CBD on Sunday, February 21st, 2020, and police on Friday confirmed DNA testing proved the remains belonged to the conwoman. But the mystery that has gripped the nation remains in the spotlight, as police have not yet been able to piece together Miss Caddick's final moments, how she died, and where the rest of her body is. This makes me really sad. I mean, part of me, because of her son, thought that, I don't know, that maybe something bad did happen to her. But then the part of me that thought, hey, maybe she planned it. Maybe they know. Why didn't she get the necklace from Katora? Yeah, stuff definitely was not sitting well with me. So I guess, as far as Melissa Caddick's story goes, may she rest in peace, and hopefully one day they will figure out what happened to her, and hopefully we will too. So let's go check out the Gap area, and then we will go ahead and wrap this video up. Alright, this is out of Wikipedia, and this is regarding the Gap, and let me just touch on this one part. Suicide location. The Gap is a well-known place for suicides in Australia. The Tail Cliffs have made it a location for those wishing to end their lives. Between 2008 and 2011, numerous measures have been implemented to dissuade those at risk of suicide. These include security cameras to monitor area, several purpose-built lifeline counseling phone booths, and information boards from the Black Dog Institute and Beyond Blue. An inward-leaning fence has also been erected to deter people from jumping. So, my question is, where is the security cam footage? How do you not see Melissa Caddick leaving her house on Wollongong and going to the Gap and nobody has seen her? Yeah, I'm still thinking something's not right. I'm not going to look too deep into it, but I don't know. I think that she would have left a letter. Something is not sitting right with me, but it hasn't sat right with me from the beginning. So I am going to put a poll out and get your guys' thoughts on whether you think she jumped or she was pushed or maybe she was thrown over after the fact. But really, this was not the end I was hoping for. This kind of was not the end that I expected. Let's get a better perspective on where the Gap is, and we really don't even know if she jumped out at the Gap, but if she did go to the Gap, it's a 52-minute walk. She lived over here on Wollongong Road. Over off this road, I could find the house if I wanted to. It's right here, I think. Let's see how good my memory is. Or is that street? I think I went too far. It should be down here on the left. Well, I was wrong. It's going to be at the next block. Okay, it should be right over here. Okay. I mean, they start to look alike, huh? Oh, never mind. Never mind. I know exactly where it is, up here on the left. And I believe this is it, right here. Yep, there's her house. Okay. So, let's just say she was going to walk 52 minutes to the cliffs. And now remember, oh, look at how pretty that is. See how easily I get sidetracked? I never noticed that before. Okay, back on schedule. So let's just say that she's going to go down for a walk or a run. But remember, her friend said that she was not running because she had a sprained ankle and she was using the treadmill on the 3rd floor. So this is definitely a long walk. But what I'm trying to say is all of these houses that she has to pass. Oh, look at a security camera. I mean, these houses are $1 million homes. They have security cameras. All right, let's go back into the aerial. So my point being is she lived over here and, you know, supposedly she was going to go for her morning run, but she decided she was going to run and jump off the cliff. And she was not going to leave a suicide note, and she was not going to make sure that her elder parents were okay and her 15-year-old son was okay. She was going to take the loss instead of giving back the millions that she had in her account or whatever she took out and put somewhere, like the necklace that she left. Yeah. And she was going to come all the way down here to the Gap Lookout. Let's get closer. And she was going to jump. I cannot tell from the angle, but if you jumped off of this area, I mean, I guess that's the area right there, the Gap Lookout. I could be wrong. But would you even make it into the water, or would you land in those rocks? I want to go to Australia. Yeah. Or down here, you could just be running for a little jog, and then let's see what this looks like. I'm not convinced. Okay, so this is behind the cliff where I just showed you, and it has up a fence, which of course you could jump. And you got houses across the street that I'm sure have video surveillance. So guys, that is really all we've got, and let's just have a look real quick at the rest of this. Beautiful, huh? I love the accent too. Now I don't like how you Aussies spell your words, but I guess you could adjust, right? So, like I said, I'm going to repeat myself again like a parrot. I am going to do a poll as soon as this video uploads, and then I am planning a live, and maybe we can talk and touch on what we think actually happened to the devil who wore Dior. And something else to think about. Where is the money that she transferred to that one account that she had, the money that she was going to run with? Where's that money? And how come she didn't pick up the necklace from the jewelers? Because she was planning a suicide with no note? I don't know, guys. I don't know. It's a sad end, and she is definitely now a gone girl. Alright guys, that is it for this story, and with that, it is a wrap. I want to thank you all for coming in. Thank you for watching. Please like or dislike, whichever you prefer, and subscribe. Everyone have a good day or a good night wherever you are in the world, and stay vigilant. I am out.